Well, we've got chimney pipe for the little shop. Probably not going to get it put in right away, and that's the kind of stuff I wanted to talk to you about today, is just where the progress stands in the little shop, maybe dispel some misconceptions about what I'm doing in here, and make sure people really kind of understand what the plan is going forward. This is actually the second shipment of chimney pipe. The first batch arrived damaged. It was kind of crumpled in shipping. Contacted the seller. I'm going through a place called Woodland Direct online because they had everything I was looking for. And they had the replacement pipe shipped out that same day. I got it like 3 days later. So great customer service there. I really appreciate it. No, they're not sponsoring the video. I paid full price. But we'll talk specifically about the chimney installation and all that stuff when we get around to it. But it's now on hand, so waiting for materials isn't going to be a holdup. I also have the chimney for the little wood stove that we talked about in an earlier video, and I'll try and do both of those pretty much at the same time. So maybe I'll set a week aside, probably not till September, maybe even October before I get to that. I got too many other things to worry about this summer. But like I say, the materials are on hand, so that's not going to be the thing that holds us up. I also got another Champion 400 blower. This one's actually mounted to a stand. Somebody wanted to trade for the electric blower that was on the coal forge. So now I got a couple of options here, and we'll see which one's better, or if maybe there needs to be a little part swapping to make one really good blower. Although this one is completely functional. Like most hand crank blowers, it's kind of loud, so I'll see which one's quieter and runs smoother. This one feels smooth. It doesn't feel like it's grinding. It's just noisy. So far, all the work that I've done in this little shop has been on this little Vevor 30 kilo anvil and the Vevor single burner gas forge. Vevor has been a great help. Their sponsorship is helping to fund this shop, so I really appreciate that they're doing that so that I can share this part of blacksmithing with you guys out there on YouTube. However, these are not going to be the tools that I'm going to use in this shop long term. Although the gas forge may make an appearance, and certainly this anvil is going to come back as we continue the affordable blacksmithing or blacksmithing on a budget series, whatever you want to call that. I will continue to use these tools and progress that series forward as we do it. They just won't be the main tools for this little shop. One of you has offered to donate a London pattern anvil you're not using, and I really appreciate that. It should be here sometime in the next month, I think, and we'll get that set up, put it on a stand if it doesn't have a stand, and that will be the main anvil in the shop. This will just be a little secondary backup anvil for special purposes or when we're doing the affordable blacksmithing series. Still need to take a look at the 2-burner gas forge and compare the pros and cons of the single burner with the double burner. But that'll also be for a future video. Now, as far as a vise goes in this shop, this is the vise that was over in the main shop before I swapped it out to try out the Kanka vise. I think it's an ideal vise for this shop. Generally, I am not a fan of freestanding vise stands, but this stand weighs about 400 pounds. The vise is another 100 plus pounds, so this is well over 500 pounds of vise and stand. Hopefully this is going to stay put, but I don't want to anchor anything in here permanently other than the forge and the chimney until I know how the shop's going to lay out, and this can be moved. Doesn't move very easy, but I can move it around if I need to. And I have a bench vise for the main shop that needs a similar stand built, and I'll talk about the stand and this massive disc that it's sitting on when we get around to doing that video. That may be another one that doesn't get done till September or October, but I promise we will talk about it. I did take this vise apart, cleaned up all the old grease, and it's much more solidly mounted and runs a little bit smoother than it did in the other shop. So hopefully it won't cause any problems. This little vise that's over on the bench was always a temporary solution, and it was just part of the affordable blacksmithing series to show that you don't have to have the best setup to get some work done. It certainly needs improving, but you can make this work if you have to. And that, of course, is one of those misconceptions that I'm talking about, that people think this is what I'm doing permanently. No, this was all set up just to make that point that you can get by with some pretty simple setups if that's all you have available. Ultimately, this vise is going to come off of here. Probably won't even have a vise in this corner. I'd like to put a post drill on this post. I think that would be appropriate for this shop. Unfortunately, I sold my other post drill because I didn't think I was ever going to use it again. Now I kind of wish I had it, although it didn't run that smooth. So if I can get one that's in really good running condition, put it on the wall and be able to go right to work with it, that would give us a way to drill holes in here without having to run back and forth to the drill press or bring in a hand drill. On the other hand, maybe we'll just punch most of the holes we do when we're working in this shop, because it is going to be a non-electric shop for 90+% of the work that we do in here. Anyways, that's the plan over here, is put in a post drill. And as far as this rickety wobbly bench, I've got some 4-inch timbers. I think they're like 4x12s, and that's what's going to replace this bench top. I'll put in some 6x6 posts along the front anyways. I'll probably mount the back to the building, and that way it'll be solidly connected to the building. It's not going to wobble and shake unless I wobble and shake the whole building, and I don't think that's going to happen. As I said, a lot of the stuff that's going on in here is temporary, and it's all going to be improved over time. And that's part of the purpose for doing videos in this shop, is to show you that evolution so you kind of understand where you can start and where you can end up. Now, I'm going to have some nicer tools than a lot of people are going to start with, just because some of this I already have on hand. I already had the coal forge, already had the post vise, and I was lucky enough to be able to find the Champion 400 blowers. But you don't have to start with that stuff. That's just where I'm going in this shop. So my goal then is to have this shop fully operational. Coal forge set up with the hand blower, chimney properly installed, the little wood stove installed so I can have some heat in the winter, post vices taken care of, get the bench rebuilt, do all of those things, and be able to work in here the way I envision working in here, by the end of October anyways, before the snow really flies. There won't be a door on this shop at that point. That's going to be another series of videos. Build the doors, build all the hardware for the doors, hinges, latches, door handles. Try to make it something special. I want to do stuff that's maybe serious overkill for a little blacksmith shop set of doors, but just something to have fun with, maybe some Gothic style hinges instead of just simple strap hinges. I think that's a place that I can really just let my imagination go and make those doors a real showpiece. And we'll do all of that work, at least as much as possible, right here in this little shop. So I hope that clears up some things. I'm really looking forward to getting this going. We're not just going to make videos in this little shop. We'll go back and forth depending on what the project is. We're going to continue to do videos working on the cabin up the hill. If I get into some green wood carving or wood turning, things like that, I think those videos are still all going to be here on Black Bear Forge. I really feel energized by being able to add a few more things here, even if it's not all blacksmithing. Probably still going to be 75% blacksmithing, and about half the blacksmithing will be in this shop and about half in the other shop. But we'll just see how the chips fall as time goes on. I hope you have time in your day to get into your shop, make something, stay safe, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next video.